in the office of John Brunjes. As I look around his office, I see woodcock, I see ducks, I see shorebirds, and you got to think about birds, apparently.
I do. I started out probably 7 or 8 years old, started going with Dad duck hunting. And they gave me one of those little golden guide to ducks. I carried that thing everywhere I went. I had it memorized. I knew my ducks, and then from there got into all kinds of other birds. Grew up hunting and fishing, and that will probably always be #1, but somewhere in there I couldn't always go hunting. When the season's closed for hunting season, I'll pull out the camera and go after it with the camera.
Oh, wow. Where's that at?
Over near Taylorsville. I love water. The texture of water when you stop it with a really fast shutter speed, and the capture of the droplets in the air, or the texture of moving water is so you can just look for things that please you.
Is this a passion?
A passion?
Of yours?
Yes. Hunting is probably #1 passion, hobby, but this is close #2. Like, okay, the other day we were duck hunting. I shot a couple birds, and I'm like, next thing I'm shooting the camera. Like, you ain't got your limit yet. I'm like, well, let me shoot some pictures.
What do you look for? I mean, I know that's a very vague question, but what do you?
The #1, I think the best thing you can do is start looking at pictures. Really look. I mean, we all open magazines, we all kind of scan through them, but really look at the images that are there and see what it is about that image that interests you.
Every one of your pictures that I've seen, it has depth, it has, you've looked for that shot. And the way that this whole conversation started, I looked at a picture in a calendar, at our Kentucky Field calendar, which I always really look over carefully. And I saw a picture and thought, oh my goodness, this is one of the most fantastic pictures I've ever seen. Tell me the whole story of how you got this shot.
Okay, it's a black-crowned night heron feeding in the falls of the Ohio. It was shot summer of 2008. We were doing a research project. We were trying to catch black-crowned night herons because they were nesting in downtown Louisville. They were causing lots of problems, and so we wanted to put some radio transmitters on birds and follow them around. And so we were struggling catching these birds. And so we were sitting in the blind for hours watching these birds, hoping one would step in these leg hole traps. And so while we were, I had the camera there and shot pictures of them while they were going by.
And we see many, many images of bald eagles, so it's going to be kind of hard to pick a picture of a bald eagle that anybody hasn't seen. I saw one with his landing gear down and a Baltimore Oriole swooping off. There's a story there.
Yep, we were out doing wood duck surveys on the Kentucky River, and came around the corner, and I spied it. And as soon as we came around the corner, I could see him sitting in a tree. I'm digging the camera out of the bag, and as we got up there, the Oriole was attacking him, just mercilessly over and over and over attacking him. And so I was able to get a couple of images of the Oriole there with the eagle. One of the biggest things I like to do is try to find a different perspective. You see it shot at that one way 1,000 times. And so look for things that have a different perspective.
A lot of people can pick a guitar up, but only a few can make it sound really good.
Photography is a type of art. The only person that matters really is that it pleases me. I mean, I'm happy when other people, do enjoy it, but find things that for you, if you're taking pictures, find something that pleases you, and if it doesn't please anybody else, so be it. It makes you happy, and that's the great thing about it, is all you got to do is make yourself happy.
How would you recommend somebody to get started?
Find places where animals are used to people. So go somewhere like Cades Cove. If you've ever been there, you know that people are walking around touching the deer and stuff. Well, that's maybe a little annoying to us biologists. For a photographer, it's a great learning place because the wildlife is very cooperative. do your research. Start looking around and start looking at the different manufacturers. The big ones have everything that you can possibly imagine. You buy the $500 camera now, put any Nikon lens in the world on it. And you can use, so you can start with the basic stuff, and then you start buying lenses, and those lenses will go on any future camera you buy, anything. So that's, start out, pick a system, buy it, and then just over time you may want to accumulate and get more and more things.
So save your pennies and dimes a little bit at a time. Start with your base. Yep. Practice.
The beautiful thing about digital, versus film, is that you have instantaneous feedback. Take your picture and then look and see what you've got. Photographers like to call it chimping, because you look at your picture, I see my picture, but you look at your picture and see, okay, it's overexposed, it's underexposed, I need to do this.
And again, the only person you have to please is yourself.
Exactly.
And you gotta have a lot of time.
Yeah.
It's obvious you're pretty time consuming.
You think about hunting, you gotta spend every bit as much time or more that you would hunting.
I got one little bit of advice for you.
Okay.
Keep on shooting, because I want to see your pictures.